So I don't blame Nick for pulling out at all. I think Nick comes back into the Olympia in the top 3 next year. Easy. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907war.com. Coupon code Russo. ASMR Spritz Intelligent Elephant Argon. Newest drop. Definitely very sweet smelling. But again, you're going to have to buy it to smell it. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the horrible news of Nick Walker tearing his hamstring. So if you guys are not in the loop, Mr. Olympia is about to happen. These are the biggest, baddest, most enhanced super freaks all on stage competing against each other. The stakes are high. High performance is the key, and you really have to push in these preps, and it's really awesome to see. Again, social media changed the game of you guys getting an behind the curtain look on how these preps go. And sadly, Nick Walker, who's probably like my favorite open bodybuilder that's in the current roster as far as like the guy Nick Walker is. You can tell he's just the hardest worker in the room. There's no crazy ego around him. And he's overall improved, like boom, 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 boom. Straight improved like a monster, just straight machine in the gym. And he suffered a torn hamstring. So I wanted to just throw up a little bit of his clip.
Olympia, due to a hamstring tear that I did right before we actually came here.
So that's a bummer. And for those who don't understand how this hamstring tear occurs, is he's deep in prep. So I don't know what weight Nick Walker is, but he's massive, right? And he's stupid shredded. When you become stupid shredded, you become brittle. Now, when you're competing for Mr. Olympia, the most muscular dude to exist on the planet, then you have to be in this brittle state, but you still have to give your body the stimulus to want to hold the muscle. So if he was having a nagging hamstring, competing, watching these pictures of other IFBB pros posting their hamstrings, it's going to get in his head to train hamstrings harder in the gym, or maybe he pushed it too far. The real bummer is that this stuff happens a lot in bodybuilding, and it's really not known how you could tear. It's really not known to the average gym goer, like how easy it is to tear shit and why this happens. This normally happens with enhanced athletes because the muscles are growing faster than the tendons. The tendons cannot keep up, and overall, I don't know if he's doing collagen peptides or anything, or that's even helping with his, insane strain on keeping those legs. I mean, Nick Walker's legs, off Andrew threw up a picture, are enormous, and he's made dramatic improvements. I could see how this nagging hamstring injury got away from him to a point where it was a full-blown tear.
And I tried to push through it. I tried to do whatever I could, get all the treatment that I could. Literally did, whatever it takes. But it just gradually got worse. It did not progress in any way, shape, or form. And me and my team, we thought it was best that we just pulled out because we know there was just no shot of us placing top 3 at this point or higher. And we did not want to drop placing. And with how severe this tear is, we thought it was the best case. So I also contacted Jim Mannion, Dan Sullivan, and Jake Wood. And they were very supportive. I'm very thankful for those guys. They were very, 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 very supportive of this decision. And, they made sure I, asked me if I ever needed anything. And, that just makes me proud to be a part of this organization, the IFBB, and to see how supportive those guys are, how caring those guys are. So I would like to thank them for that. That being said, this was a very hard decision to make, because this prep was very smooth. It was very easy, to be honest. I kept telling that every day. I'm going to win your first one.
It's just insane, right? The emotions are so peaked during these Olympia preps. This is why everyone gets behind them. It's all or nothing. And each time you show up to the stage, that's how you look. So I don't blame Nick for pulling out at all. I think Nick comes back into the Olympia in the top 3 next year. Easy. It's just one of those things where it's a bummer. They did all that work, all that driven focus, all over a slight hamstring tear that really isn't that, like, he's playing with fire. I don't think he ever did. I believe he did everything he could do, and he still has to load those legs up. He's still got to keep that leg size if he wants to beat his placing. Go to the judges after this Olympia and see that he's improved. It's just one of those things where this happens trickle down in normal enhanced bodybuilding that goes on in the gym. These nagging tendons and shit. You snap it one time, you're in Nick's spot, and Nick is a pro bodybuilder, right? He's gonna be fine. But you snap it, it might not recover that good. There's a lot of times where I see bicep tears, and they could have been preventable by just knowing that your tendons are strained, inhaling collagen peptides, working on getting all that tightness removed, whatever you have to do, but noticing it versus powering through. Powering through is going to lead you with these insane injuries. And like, I'll have Andrew throw up Callum Von Moger's bicep. I'll have Andrew throw up Larry Wheels' bicep. These biceps will never look pretty in quotation marks again. Now, I think Nick's hamstring is going to be repairable. I do really think that he will get it repaired and he will have no problem reshaping the hamstring, and it's not going to impact him as far as being in the top 3. What I'm saying is what you can learn from his experience is to pay attention to your body in the gym, especially with tendons, ligaments, because your muscles can do it, especially if you're enhanced. I'm sure your muscles can do it, but can the rest of your body do it? And this is the most extreme example. Like, I don't place any blame on Nick at all, not doing what he, like, that dude's playing with fire. That dude was in war. That dude needed to hold on to that leg size while being super depleted, while he knew that that tendon, that hamstring was bothering him. The point I'm making is that there are a lot of people in the gym that don't know how close their tendons are from shitting the bed. Collagen peptides, I'll have Gorilla Mind pop up. Collagen peptides is going to help with that. BPC 157 is going to help with that. TB 500 is going to help with that. But just overall managing and being like, hey, you know, this bicep feels strained. You know, I shouldn't power through it, right? This is a tendon issue. You have to have like intuitive knowledge of what your body's doing in the gym, because you tear your bicep one time, it's not going to look the same ever again. You tear your tricep one time, it might not look the same ever again. You tear these muscles, they might not look the same. You might be done. And it's just one of those things that sucks. It's preventable, not in Nick's spot. In Nick's spot, in my opinion, he's playing with fire, he's in war. But for the average gym goer, be aware of going on cycle, having your muscles increase in strength so rapidly, these joints, tendons, ligaments not being conditioned to keep up with that, and then you causing injury. Also remember that if you go into the gym after a long time off and go back to those old weights, your muscles might be able to do it, but your load cannot be taken by the tendons, joints, ligaments. You get injured. This is where the CNS adaptation comes into play, and you have to keep your CNS constantly adapted. You have to know where your CNS is at before you do stuff like this. And it's not like a thing with Nick. Nick was shredded. It sucks. When you're shredded like that, you're brittle as fuck, and you still gotta lift heavy if you want to do good in the show. It's the game, you play with that. But for the average gym goer, I feel like people are oblivious to joint and tendon health, and let this be a testament to how devastating it can be, because it's going to be hard for him to come back, bring it all back together. He's going to do it. He's going to make it look easy to do. He's a pro bodybuilder, but the average person, it might never look the same again. You might never get that range of motion again. I know Nick's going to showcase how easy it is to do, but trust me, when you have an injury like that, I completely understand his emotional response, even not competing in the Olympia, right? Let alone competing in the Olympia, the emotions around it, but not competing in the Olympia. It's just one of those things where I see guys complain all the time, and then I go see them do a heavy set, and I'm like, man, Snap City, you don't want to visit Snap City. I'll see you guys in my next video.